Can you tell us more about the process that was there for getting an internship at Adobe?
It was, I feel like there's no one process because I think at least for me, it wasn't so straightforward. Like I applied a couple times, like in my first year of grad school, like in the beginning of grad school, and I never heard back. And then I also asked my friend to refer me, but like also didn't hear back. But it was just by chance that I think, and it's also because I think each team hires differently, and then for the different roles. So I guess I was actually very lucky because I applied to the role on Handshake, which is a career platform for schools through Carnegie Mellon, and then I just got an email one day being like, "Hey, are you interested in the preliminary chat?" And I was like, it was just like so yeah, kind of surreal because I didn't really expect to hear back because I applied for other positions before. So
That's awesome. Is there any were there any more steps or in the process or any tasks that were given to you?
yeah, actually, with I know with every internship is different, but how like my team was hiring was like more you have first round which is preliminary like intro chat, and then you which I talked to with my hiring manager actually, and then the next step is I will have to answer a specific question, um, and like which is a specific task. Maybe they ask you about how do you see yourself, how do you see the future of design tools, and like you have to give kind of a proposal, which I presented to the team.
Can you
And
talk more about that?
yeah, actually, I think it's probably different for different teams.
Okay.
But I think it's some kind of like there's always a round of some form of design thinking exercise or design challenge, but this one wasn't so like concrete or rigid like some other design challenges are. This is more open ended because it was in a field that I didn't have like a lot of experience in. So I don't think they were expecting you to be like super proficient either. I think it was more about looking at your thinking process and what your current understanding of AI and design is, and your understanding of like just how can you think outside of the box and think about like company values and how that fits in. So yeah, so I guess I pitched like an idea like about how like AI can work in Photoshop, which actually kind of exists now. So, um, so yeah, actually, my mindset changed a lot. Like, from that exercise to when I was actually interning. But I was glad to. That was the first time I was thinking about it in terms of like more Adobe specific. So that was a good chance to kind of get to know the team and for them to get to know me. Yeah.
Right. That's great actually. What was the team that you had applied for?
It was called Machine Intelligence Design. So they're pretty new at Adobe. I would say probably like 2 years old, maybe now three. And it's a pretty lean team and consisting of, when I was there, like I think four designers. And so in San Francisco and New York, but primarily New York because our manager was in New York, and their background is all very interdisciplinary. Like all from like I think my manager had like a liberal arts background, but then went to the ITP, which is more like multimedia and um, design, creativity, but also tech. So it was like very cool to get that exposure. And I think our team functioned a little differently from the rest of the teams because we were smaller and more future focused. So the roadmap wasn't the same. We didn't have very strict like deadlines to for feature releases. It was more experimental, and we had a lot of chance to work with the research teams. So yeah, it was a kind of an awesome point because it was very R&D actually.
Nice.